Gus Faucher joins us now to talk more about just how the economy is doing. He's a senior economist at PNC. So, Gus, is the economy, is it just winter doldrums, or is there something more going on? We just keep talking about prices going up.
No, I think it's primarily the weather. People have put off car sales, they've put off home purchases because of the bad weather. But I think once things get a little bit better, consumers will go out and start spending again.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, Gus, we were all concerned about unrest and turmoil in the emerging markets, concerns about Asia and China. Should we be concerned about those things? Is Asia, the emerging markets, is China slowing so much that it's going to affect us?
I think it may be a slight drag on growth, but overall, the global economy looks like it's in pretty good shape. We have seen growth in Asia and China in particular slow over the past year or so, but developing economies continue to expand. Europe has come out of recession. That's a big positive for the U.S. economy because there are a lot of exports to Europe. And so I think that in general, the global economy will be a plus for the U.S. this year. Certainly, there is some concern about what's going on with the Federal Reserve. That is causing some uncertainty in emerging markets, and so that may be a slight drag on their growth. But overall, I think trade is going to be a positive for the U.S. this year.
Gus, let's talk a little bit more about some of the fundamentals right here at home. You just heard our report about housing, prices going up, and also just in the last couple of weeks, we've seen that builder confidence is down. Today, consumer confidence lower than expected. How do you explain all of that in your scenario for how the U.S. economy is doing?
Well, I mean, we did see a slight decline in consumer confidence in February, but the current conditions part of the index was actually at its highest level since the spring of 2008. So that's very good news. We have seen home sales come down. I think some of that's tied to what's going on with the weather. Some of it is higher mortgage rates. But if we look at the fundamentals of the economy, they look very solid. We continue to see job and income growth, so consumers are spending a little bit more. They're also seeing greater wealth from higher stock prices and house prices, so that's supporting their spending. For businesses, they're very profitable. Their balance sheets are in great shape. They're looking to invest and take advantage of low interest rates. And then on the government side, we have less drag from tax increases and spending cuts that we had last year. So I think this year will be noticeably stronger than it was in 2013.
Let's get a quick thought on housing. I agree with most of what you said there, but I quibble with the idea that incomes are actually going up very much. There is, I'm told, a bit of a squeeze on affordability, that incomes have not gone up enough to keep up with rising mortgage rates and rising prices. Is housing going to slow markedly this year because of that?
Well, I mean, certainly affordability has declined from where it was a couple of years ago when we had mortgage rates at 3.25% and prices were down tremendously. However, prices are still down by about a fifth from where they were at their peak in 2006. And we are seeing some job growth, we are seeing some income growth, and we do see lenders a little bit more willing to lend. So I think although affordability is down somewhat, it's still pretty good on a historical basis. And I think that that will be enough to bring people into the housing market.
All right, thanks a lot, Gus. Appreciate you coming by to talk to us. Gus Faucher, senior economist at PNC.